grew up, started my own business when I was still in school. And from there, starting a business after business after business, up to so far, I've started over 20 businesses. I've never been employed. Where I stay, big enough mechanic there. So these guys, they hardly go to Joburg. I would say, nazi zinto. And bona, they cast my food chains and get okay. If I sang at $2. $2, everyone then you get corn. Because the people live in the price. You know, shows me, the people live 500. Then you pay a have price. That's 259. So it was easy for me to do that business. So that was
sure which very original.
Exactly. Every time when we say Aiko, people would proceed go to a place where they would find more. They say when people leave companies, they are not leaving the company, but they are leaving management. I've learned to our children as they grow up, we must make sure that they are not looking to be employed, but they look to be deployed. Okay. So when we say you deploy, it simply means there's a position already that is waiting for that person. So this thing cannot happen accidentally. It's something that should happen by design. Yeah. So we're saying we teach them how we do things here. Okay. So with my wife at age 3, our firstborn son, he was having a stall where he was selling lemonade. And we used to dress him up. He used to dress like me, like faggy tire, fagama crossband, and he was always sold out. You know why? The presentation. At 3 years old, he could speak, he could sell. Every time he talks to someone, he would say, "That's me, igama lami ngubani? Igama lami nguluthando, and mina ngithengisa shoes." And I was like, "Amakula man, siwafikile mama. Why can't we have what we can call an online spicer shop?" Stressing this, we have learned how to make money, but we didn't learn how to keep it. Because it started going in ways that we didn't understand. So that's why I made my first million in a period of 8 months.
Okay. Can you repeat that?
Mujapilo no JP Forest phakathi kwequantum sirenga wonke umzansi boy isukile boy.
Let's go right to the sound of good times. Let's go right to the sound.
Another day, another dollar, another podcast, another episode, another opportunity to inspire and transform lives. Welcome to another exciting episode of iQuantum Podcast. I-podcast yasekasi, i-podcast yomphakathi, i-podcast yabantu. Bafethu, I believe by now you already know the name is Cam Snash. And as always, Bafethu, kuQuantum, I'm never rolling solo. Bafethu, ndiyacava umageza kenzeki ukuthi vele agcwala isitrati nje azivayela i1 amoshigazo na kanjani make sure ukuthi hlezi kuthayidile hlezi aphethe abantu. So vandag Bafethu, we are coming to you live from ePhumulongo section eThembisa e1632 Bafethu. Namuhla on the passenger seat ngiphethe the author, ngiphethe the MC, ngiphethe the motivational speaker, ngiphethe the keynote speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, let us put our hands together for Ubitso Siyabonga Mthembu. I put layers, me let's introduce the ganja. As me let's introduce drum roll. Bizosha.
Shosha Bitso.
Ukren Bitso.
100.
Hola. Welcome to Quantum Mthembu.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Awe. Sicela uzintroduce nje abantu bazi ukuthi ubani uSiyabonga Mthembu.
Yeah, so Siyabonga Mthembu is an author, entrepreneur, public and professional speaker, vision board facilitator, and a sales coach. And born and raised in Tembisa, 100% Tembisan. And yeah, some one person who believes in self-reliance, seeing people back home with men, that's what I'm all about, and I think that's a calling that I have to help others become self-reliant.
Okay, all right. So you coach out here?
Yeah, I'm a coach. I'm a sales coach. Last year, December, just finished my course on becoming a health and wellness coach. This year, I'm finishing my course on becoming a CBT, which is cognitive behavioral therapist. Also, that will be form part of my coaching also. So I'm a coach and was also on sales. Currently, I'm certified as a sales coach and a health and wellness coach.
All right. I'm now mkhulele kasi mina coaching bazi yabo coach rula.
For sure.
I always hear people saying a coach is a coach.
A coach is a coach, for sure.
Ngal coach disk.
Yeah, I can coach. I mean, when you coach, you're coaching the mind. Oh. If a person gets it in their mind, anything else it becomes a result.
Okay.
So the mind becomes the fertile soil, and what you're planting, it comes out as a result.
Sure.
So if the mind is taken care of, that's why a coach is a coach, because you can be a swimming coach, you can be a soccer coach. When you go in there and you pitch and coach a person to become or unlock that part where their creativity is unlocked, then as a coach you've done your
Before senze ukuninga uthi amasivule ngomthandazo. Thixo. Hayi. Shout out to GGS Wu and the whole team.
sure.
Bafethu sithi Thixo.
Yeah.
We are supporting him on fire. Local brand, local
sure.
business. Yes, local is lekere.
Local
We are
is
team.
lekere, always.
32.
Yeah.
That is Tata man. But the
Yeah.
extra kicker. Let me take an extra kick.
For sure. Let me also take it, because they say tell you again.
Hayi. Ayizwa ke manje.
Yeah, sure.
Autam, take us through your upbringing.
Yeah, so my upbringing, I grew up from a tech shop. I think that's where this thing you would like seeing other people being able to afford. That's where it started.
Okay.
Because when I grew up at tech shop, I was exposed to people from different levels of financial income, and yeah, so I grew up from a shop, Kona like Kasi, and grew up, started my own business when I was still in school. And from there, I've been starting a business after business after business, up to so far I've started over 20 businesses. I've never been employed. I've always been self-employed. I think that's a spirit that I got from home. And
Oh, singayi kakhulu, 20 businesses.
yeah, I've started over 20
Upayisana, upayisa ama-ice.
Yeah, no, I sold-
Iqala kanjani? Siqale nje from your first business.
Yeah.
Usesesgele yabo, upayisa ama-sweet or whatever that you were selling.
For sure. Funny enough, everyone, like I've heard even Nomtsipe, it said like he was selling sweets at school.
Sure.
But I was not selling sweets. So I was selling clothes at school. So when we had our trips, in our times, we had about fountain, we had about...
Yewanza ka September.
Exactly. So it so happened that I went to Joburg to buy attire for me. Ukuthi ngizokhona get trip in. And when I arrived there, lamakula ngishaya. Lamakula bana this thing ukuthi like when they sell you something that is bigger,
Yeah.
bayibamba ngapha. Then you think ukuthi ayakulinga. Then they turn bayibambe ngapha. Ngicabanga ukuthi ayazini, le thing feature sharp. Mangifika lapha, the t-shirt is bigger. So one of the friends offered, he said, "Mfethu yazini," and he will be surprised to hear this. He said, "If the t-shirt ngiyayithanda," so when they noticed which is bigger, I was like, "No," I was like, "Le t-shirt mina ngibuyisele emuva lapha labantu bangijwayela kabi." Saying like us. And one of the friends was like, "No, sell the t-shirt to me." I was like, "Make me an offer." He said, "Okay, Shapa, I'll give you 250 for the t-shirt." I bought the t-shirt for 70 rands. It was a Paul Smith shirt.
Okay.
So Josie, I know Josie in and out. So I went there, bought that, and Mangfiga, Ukai were interested. He gave me 250. When he gave me 250, other friends started ordering. But he not say phone, chance for any balance. But farmer balance on 150. Already I was having profit there. So when I went back that side, I even looked for more things. I started looking for my jeans, other t-shirts, other things. That's where my first business started, and I called it Power Designs.
Okay.
So that's how I started my first business. It was accidentally where I bought something that was big. By the time I get tripping, I had sold my jeans, I had sold my t-shirts. When I came back like Kasi, I was selling, because when I would come back from Joburg, where I stay, big enough mechanic there. So these guys, they hardly go to Joburg. I would say nazizinto. And bona they kasi mafungithengisa ngithi okay ham ibhayisa ngathi dollars. Wabhayisa ngathi dollars, everyone unalento uthi nenyuka khona, because lapha ibhaliwe ne price. You know Joe's muzwe lapha ibhaliwe 500. Then ngithi bheka ngaya price. Umuntu athi 259. So it was easy for me to do that business. So that was
sure ukuthi vele le original uyilande shop umuntu ameshayile.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's how I started my first business. It was called Power Designs. I wrote about it in my first book, and that's how it started. That's how it started. But from helping a kaya, there's one thing that I've learned, that people are willing to pay for value. So if you want to be in business, you should be having something of value that you are exchanging for money. So someone has a problem. What value are you bringing to solve their problem?
Sure.
So people were having problem with it. Now the problem with it, we are going to a trip, but we don't have clothes. We want to look nice. So here's the guy, is coming with clothes, interested styling, as also told up, and then we change that cheap. On the price tag, it was 500. Meaning 250. So that was me coming up with a solution. But then I've learned it from home. Which every time when we say Aiko, people would proceed, go to a place where they would find more. So right there, that's when I've learned to see exchange of value. That's what business is all about.
Okay. So ngoba ukhuluma ngayikho awuthi yami amakula asishaye kanjalo, because thina bodaki besibayisi ayikho yabo.
For sure.
So wena njengomuntu okhule esiphaza shop, into uqala soyishilo soyimentionile ukuthi ufunde ukuthi okay singayithengisi ayikho, understand?
Exactly, yeah.
Then yinenye oyifundile from ukhula espaza shop.
Yeah, from Creative Spaza Shop, I mean, what I've learned, you have people who become loyal customers.
Okay.
And those people who become loyal customers, it doesn't matter what happens, they'll always be loyal.
Sure.
But now you must make sure you meet their needs.
Their needs, yeah, most definitely.
And you must understand their needs. Because sometimes we tend to have products that are not moving. So most shop, there are certain products that are best sellers. Best sellers are hot cakes. The products now you would buy that product 4 times before your other main stock moves is pellet and so on.
Okay.
So when you're running that business, your tech shop, you need to be in a position where you understand what moves, what is it that is your bread and butter. Because as far as you're selling bread and butter to people, you also have a bread and butter in terms of what moves, what is it that doesn't move. Okay. So that's what I've learned there.
All right.
Yeah.
So I believe also ufundene skills and networking because of hlangana nabantu abasha every day.
For sure.
Sure.
And you must listen. Listening is a skill. Listening is a big skill when it comes to e-loans and e-tech shop, because when they come in, listen to what is it that they want, and make sure next time when they come, they always get what they want.
Okay.
So don't be in a position where like, hey, it's Paiza Sami, I'm gonna sell what I want. Otherwise, you'll end up closing down. So, by the way, the shop in Kulmangayo is still there. It was there since from 1996. Even now, it's still there. Kuna makula left and right, but it's still competing. Why? Because the parents were listening. The parents were listening. So up until
the
now,
parents are still alive.
Yeah, my dad passed away last year in April. So
yeah.
No, okay. Yeah. So, but he left us with a tech shop and a tavern. So he had a tavern. My mom has a tech shop. So both of them, they are entrepreneurial. Hence, for me, it became easier for me to follow in their footsteps.
Baleka kangakanani ukuthi mawintwana okay sengibuze kanje khona abanye abantu ithama umfundisi hayi mina ngikho interested kulento leso yabo omunye ithama lungisa imoto mina ngingeni leyo yabo usifuna ukuyenza into ehlukile nje but nayi business esendlini kubaleka kangakanani ukuthi ilandelele business esendlini.
Yeah, so firstly I'll start by saying, people, they say when people leave companies, they are not leaving the company, but they are leaving management. So as a person who's doing something, I must make it exciting for the next person. So if I say I'm a pastor, they shouldn't feel that I'm living a double life. Because that's where they tend to say, I'm not interested. This guy, but when we work. Okay. So you need to live by your standards and also always display the fruits of being what you are. When you always display the fruits of what you are, people always come after fruits. People want, they say there's a gospel, not a gospel, but there's a biblical term that says, ye shall know them by their fruits, if they are true or not. So if a person is true, you see by their fruits. Some results about approach you say, then that will motivate you. So if for your children to be motivated, you must be dedicated to what you say you are. So that they can.
Okay, maybe ngenze example ebet nge church mangikhuluma nge business, understand?
Yeah.
Thingibuyele bongamlini. Abongamla maka nomntwana umjida. Ungamla maka nomntwana umjida. Uzomthatha zwala na Spanish. Understand?
Yeah.
Last time I was watching the other podcast and they were interviewer Umandla M.
Yes.
Umandla M uthi I went to multiracial school, but there's something that I've learned. These white boys, we don't see them in tertiary. You see? We singahlangana with the white girls in my passage and stuff, but these white boys, we don't see them in tertiary. We go to tertiary, we spend 5-6 years, the next thing mabuya boom. Then ntwana bogereza naye seyiboss yakho.
Sure.
Ngale 6 years leyo ngale 8 years wena usesikela ithama lakhe belimgroom.
For sure.
Ukuthi take over i-business.
That's true.
So i-question yami ngiyangibuyele ku-original question. I-question yami ithi kubaleka kangakanani ukuthi mawumzali ufundise abantwana bakho i-family business.
Yeah. So there's a day where my wife attended an event, and when she came back, she was like, here's what I've learned. I've learned to our children as they grow up, we must make sure that they're not looking to be employed, but they look to be deployed.
Okay.
So when we say you deploy, it simply means there's a position already that is waiting for that person.
Sure.
So this thing cannot happen accidentally. It's something that should happen by design.
Yeah.
Where we're saying we teach them how we do things here.
Okay.
So with my wife at age 3, our firstborn son, he was having a stall where he was selling lemonade. and we used to dress him up. He used to dress like me, like fagitaya, fagama crossband, and he was always sold out. You know why? The presentation. At 3 years old, he could speak, he could sell. Every time he talks to someone, he would say, "Yazi mina igama lami ngubani? Igama lami nguluthando, and mina ngithengisa juice." So the next thing you'd ask as a person is, "Iphi juice yakho?" Uzothi asambe uyayibona na juice yami lapha ngiyangithola. So he was taught to sell. If there's anything that they know better, is they know how to sell.
Yeah. And a little plant
Exactly.
Sure,
So
yeah.
that's why deployed is not employed. So for him, we're saying this is what we are doing. This will be your business, and I commend my parents for what they did.
Sure.
So currently, La Pekaya, we have taken this thing and we taken the culture of the Indians, where we say when we have when we have a business, like my youngest brother now, we just bought a fridge for him so that he can start selling ice. People always come. When they come, bathenga amabhiya, so maybe nabantu laba bafike bathenge 2 cases. Tholthina sine case e1 ebandayo elelozana la macan. They buy that case, they're like, but I'm ice ngawathola. Then we said this one will be selling ice. So every time when they buy ice, that money goes to him. Imali yakhe umkhero, imali yakhe yokuthenga anything ayifunayo. But at the same time, we say to him, take care of this money. If you are able to grow this money, now the plan is you have this small fridge, you must make sure you have a bigger fridge. So already he has a plan for his business. And this business, he was not, he didn't inherit it, but it was a business that he was given, which now a business, take care of this one. So he grows up with a responsibility. That is why I haven't looked for work in these 20 years. It's because I've been busy creating other businesses.
Okay. All right.
So I didn't get time to say I'm putting in a CV to go look for work. I was busy.
Yeah.
So if there's only thing that we want to be busy as people. So if we keep our children busy in our businesses, then
all right.
we create.
So you know my business or Ranile?
The other business that I ran. So I came up with this idea. When I wrote my first book, Starting a Business and Closing Sales, I came up with this idea and I was like, why can't we I was seeing challenge my tech shops. So with my parents, man, my parents are people who are content. They are okay with what they have. And I was like, amakula man, so afigile mama. Why can't we have what we can call an online spicer shop? They're like, nah, they dismiss it. I'm like, no, but we can do it this way. I'm like, people can join in, win a membership, and that idea came after I read a book. So reading for me has contributed a lot. So I read a book called Speed Wealth. Speed Wealth, the author, they said, if you read this book in 2 to 3 years, you'll become a multimillionaire. If you implement the strategy. So hence I'm saying people shouldn't just read, but they must always implement what they read. So I read that book and I'm like, Ekaya is not a business at tech shop. Now there's a challenge, Yamakula, right? And I said, let's start this business. When we started this business, that business with my partner, was after my parents said, no, we cannot turn our shop into an online spaza shop. So we're selling membership. In a period of 8 months, without funding, we had sold over 1.2 million of membership. So people were joining, right? That was one of the businesses that I ran, but now I noticed Uchi, I've learned how to make money, but I've not learned how to keep it. So that was one business that I started that I feel Uchi every time I need to share about it. Okay. And I started doing a research on what did I go wrong for this business to close down, because after a few months the business closed down. Closed down because of not having a proper communication with my partner. So we decided to close the business. That's when I wrote my first book and I said, these are 10 things that I wish I knew before I started as an entrepreneur. After that, I started training people to start their own businesses. So you see, this business gave birth to this business gave birth to this business. From that one, I started noticing that as I trained people, as I listened, I noticed that people's mindset is somewhere else. The people don't believe in themselves. People don't believe that they can run businesses, but a person is still registering a business. That's when I started with my second book. I went for my second book, which is Affirmations for Manifestation, because the biggest part of our success is how we talk to ourselves. If I talk to myself negatively, I'll become negative as a person. When you're negative as a person, you start producing negative results. So it's a step-by-step system.
Is it true with what you visualize and materialize?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. That's what it is.
Sure.
So with that book, I was saying to people, unblock. So it's just that it's a Hindu study. It's a Hindu study, but we have energy flow. There's some people when they walk in the room becomes dark. And it becomes dark because of how they think and how they do things. A person understand? And there's this person, room in, everyone is like, oh, okay.
So you bring negative energy to the room.
To the room, and so on. And they say
That's bad, eh?
Exactly. But a lot of people are not aware of that, and a lot of opportunities are closed because of that. Because when you come into the room just becomes so tiring. People feel like exhausted because you walked in, and when you leave, your darkness lives with you, and then there's happiness. So people will always avoid you. Opportunities won't come near you, and that is based on the energy that you have.
Okay.
And the energy that you have. So my book focuses on that, where I say, change your energy, unblock the energy flow.
All right. I'll tell you, very soon getting what in
Yeah.
Let's start from your Facebook. Which one is your Facebook between the two?
That one there.
All right.
Yeah, starting a business.
The Facebook, starting a business and closing sales. Siyabonga Mthembu.
For sure.
Hey, dope cover, eh?
Thank you so much.
Who designed for you?
No, I designed it by myself.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I see break it down again.
Yeah.
Break it down. So qalile wasichazela ukuthi what inspired ukuthi ubhale incwadi your failed business.
My failed business, yeah.
Okay, ithingakhulumeli.
For sure.
So break it down uqala ukuthi ke yini inspireile then usho ukuthi sothola isofunda e9n singana ngama chapter obviously ngeke sifunde yonke ngeke break it down just nje. Yeah, give us the summary.
So the book is a result of a failed business venture, and after that business had failed, that's a business that made me like a lot of money in a short space of time.
Okay.
So I can say that's where I made my first million. So that's where I made my first million in a period of 8 months.
Okay. Can you repeat that? Can you?
Yeah. So
that's when you.
That's where I made my first million.
Ladies and gentlemen,
yeah.
I'm rubbing shoulders with the millionaires.
Yeah, so there's power in knowledge, right? So with this book, the reason why I released the book, I wrote about things that I wish I knew before I got started as an entrepreneur, because as I went in, I was influenced by another book, the one that I spoke about, Speed Wealth. And out of Speed Wealth, we had learned how to make money.
Sure.
We had not learned how to keep it.
Yes.
Hence, the book that I'm still waiting to release, it's a book titled How to Make Money and Keep It. So it's registered, everything is registered, everything is there, right? So, but there is no.
Iphuma nini? Ngiyayi-order leyo manje ngifake i-order no.
For sure. The order no, but noted.
Okay.
The order is noted.
Sure.
So the reason why I started with this one, I noticed a lot of us are starting businesses, but we don't have a background in business. So imagine me, a person who grew up in a chike shop, a person who grew up gibo babali mali pamwa, because abanye seeing 10,000, it's like whoa. Because even our parents, when they get paid, salaries we don't even see it. Sure. Say pay, but you didn't even see it. So my dad would say, count it up, I would count to 5,000. Wow, today sends 5,000 I knew, I understood money, so I was comfortable with money, but yet I still failed when I reached an amount that I was not comfortable with.
Oh,
right.
Okay.
So at some point we had like 100,000 in the bank, and I was like, okay.
How you try la? 5,000.
5,000, 2,000, and so on.
Yeah.
So right there, it was outside my comfort zone. And there are certain things that I needed to know. So I believe, Uguti, for each and everything, so intelligence is the ability to stretch without feeling tired. If you're able to, your mind is able to stretch on new concepts, they give you a new concept and you're able to stretch on that concept without you being tired or without you being intimidated, then that's intelligence. So my intelligence was not good enough for what we were making. And I was like, what is it that we did wrong? I noticed that there are certain things that I wish I knew before I got started. Those things are the things that influenced my book. So I started writing about those things. So here, when you buy this book and read this book, you will learn 10 things that you need to know in every business, whether it's partnership, paperwork, I'm talking about compliance, I'm talking about how to raise money. By the way, we started that business with no funding. We just spoke with my partner. We went to this lady. We said, we have this business. You become a member by paying 200 rand. They paid those 200 rand up until they made 1.2 million.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
Yo.
So that's what influenced the book. Yeah.
Yo. Abantu basikas.
So the business stretched.
So it's now 1 million ekas.
A lot, and we have million rands and $1 million ideas.
And but you get buy floater like us.
Exactly.
But you get buy too much.
You know, there's a lot of money here, but it seems as if like our hands are leaking. because it never stays, and it never takes 72 hours.
Eish.
So imali yangena, billions and billions are coming into the township, but they live, and they live in form of service and product.
Okay.
They live in form of service or product. You see now that we bought more fire, we're investing on more fire. That is one step in keeping money within our community.
Sure.
Otherwise, when we had bought other brands that are owned by people who are not staying here,
Say
it simply
imali
means
yakho.
they keep here.
Sure, ngiyakuthola.
Yeah, so
Yeah, it
so
makes
that's
sense.
so hence if we start creating our own
So
products,
must Bolt sayikhipha imali.
say keep.
But must give cap.
Yes, because
Sure.
this guy,
I'll tease on some support. Ngale Bolt.
because look at it this way, you pay this guy, right? This guy uzohamba uthele petrol, right? Magatele petrol. Some of the filling stations are owned by local entrepreneurs. Even though abanye sebaphumile, but you know what? It's within the circumference. In a way,
And but taxi industry is the only business that is 100% black owned.
Exactly. Because the next thing, lo muntu loyo ne umbadalile uyothatha le moto ayise car wash babona basipana lapha. So these are the things that we need to start capturing, because I mean, the honest truth is there's a higher man and a lower man, and the higher man is the one who's always producing,
Sure.
and the lower man is consuming. So at this point we have the majority of us as black people, we are consumers, we are lower men, and so hence there's a need for us to become the higher men, create our own things, make sure ukuthi magahamba ayo tele petrol on that filling station. That filling station is owned by us. The person who's pumping there is a local guy who's gonna come and spend money from a local bakery. All these things. So that's how money starts circulating.
Abongamla bayimaster lo system out here. Mabadlala golf.
Exactly.
Those are the things that they are discussing because of bazothi wena vula catering company.
100%.
Wena bhayisa amaveg.
Yes.
Understand?
Yeah.
Wena bhayisa inyama.
For sure.
Yabo. Wena push transport. Yabo. Wena do this and that. Yabo. So wena ufuna amaveg. U-order amaveg uthizi ubhalisa ukutransportela wona.
Exactly.
Understand?
Exactly.
Kuzazofika ku i-rounda la.
That's money circulation.
Yeah,
That's
i-rounda
money
la
circulation.
isekele yethu.
Yeah.
Yabo. Lo shoot ama-video lo. Sonke wena mawune event mawushada wenzela umntanakhe party
Exactly.
nini
Keep it
sonke
within. Keep it
sibooka
within.
this guy lo. Yabo.
100%,
So
yeah.
ngiyaka-understand. So
100%.
I believe that we can master that as blacks.
I mean, we have the money. The only thing that we need to be conscious with our spending. That's it.
Okay.
We have the money. Money comes, we get money like through different skills,
Sure.
whether we're going to work, but we need to find ways.
Yini into engiyifundayo uma ngifundile incwadi. Mangiqeda ukuyifunda nje ngizobe ngene ini.
There are 10 things that you'll avoid, 10 business principles that you'll be able to be aware of and understand that, you know what, those things are not magic, but it's something that you have the ability to accomplish.
Okay, all right.
After reading that book. Yeah.
Can we name them?
Yeah, firstly,
'Cause you said 10.
Yeah, firstly, okay, so let's go for 5.
Okay, sure.
Okay,
Because
firstly,
ngeke usikhumbule zonke mara ngiyazi ukuthi sikhona ziyi-10
yeah,
like
for sure.
The 5
So,
ukhumbula.
firstly, understanding entrepreneurship, you'll understand that what is entrepreneurship, because
because ngibona ubhale nange-marketing khona la.
exactly. I wrote about marketing, but let's start with entrepreneurship because that's the first one.
Sure.
And the reason why I wrote about entrepreneurship, we tend to confuse a business person and an entrepreneur. There's a difference between an entrepreneur and a business person.
Okay.
A business person
see,
is
yeah,
one.
separate it out.
Yeah, a business person is one who sees an opportunity, and then they bridge the gap.
Okay.
So a business person will be someone who's like grounding. Mafika like grounding, okay, there are people playing soccer here, they spend more time here, and for them to be able to get my eyes, they need to cross the street buying. So those are long things and I'm a cool time. If you want things, I'm a cool time from here. That person didn't invent the cool time. That person didn't build a property lapa, but they bridge the gap in making sure people don't cross to the other side. So they're running a business.
Yeah.
There's nothing creative about what they do.
Yeah.
But now when we talk,
omunye uzobona bagijima njalo uma baceda ukugijima bawomile
Exactly, yeah.
mina mangathatha igubhu ezincane zevadi ngisigcwalise kanje ngibabhayisele zona nge-2
exactly, for sure. And
omunye nomunye maceda ukugijima ufuna ivadi.
exactly, they want to hydrate,
Sure.
right? So
And ivadi lakho ulikhe empompini.
ulikhe empompini amaceda alivale alifake efrijini. There's no invention there.
Sure.
There's no invention,
Sure.
but there's an eye for an opportunity. So business people have an eye for an opportunity,
Okay.
and they don't care about inventing.
Sure.
What else now? When you are an entrepreneur, you say, okay, so there are people who say, "Lo muntu uyawathengisa amanzi." So the business person is there, right? When you come in with the mentality of an entrepreneur, you come in and say, okay, a lot of people bayawathenga la manzi, but even after buying amanzi wakhe lo muntu lo, they still cross the street bahamba bayothenga cold drink. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make sure I bring in flavored water. And this flavored water is something that I'm gonna create, something over a yam. And I'm gonna make sure the flavored water, I come with it maybe in 5 liter. But then there is invention there. You have invented a way of distributing like water, but in a flavored manner, and you're bringing this water in a way that people can always bring back your empty container. That's the invention there, right? And that's being entrepreneurial, because you saw someone doing it and like, oh, you know what? Let me do it better.
Sure.
So entrepreneurial is all about tweaking. It's all about readjusting la panalap. Once you adjust there, then it becomes a whole new product. That's being an entrepreneur.
Number one.
Then number 2 is capital. A lot of people are not starting their own businesses because they say,
I don't have capital.
In this book, I tell you what you are your own capital. Because
your first capital is your brains.
It's your brain.
Okay.
Make sure that your brain is sharp. When your brain is sharp, you'll be able to come up with ideas that people thought, why am I coming up with this thing? Like, I should have thought of that. Like, I was gonna be far by now. Yeah, like, there are some businesses that are so amazing. Like, you look at it, you're like, oh, okay, that's simple.
Sure.
That's simple. Like, let's look at Airbnb, for example.
Sure.
Airbnb, like, it's a business that it's a lazy business that is making billions. So when you are your own capital for your business, when money comes, it's already, because already there's you as the foundational capital. But now, when you say I'm waiting for capital, then you'll be limited. Whereas when it comes to capital, we have different types of capitals. We have capital that you get as equity for your business, where you get a sponsor, or not necessarily a sponsor, but you get an investor in your business. They invest for equity, or there is capital that you get from people who are saying we are sponsoring your business. All these are capitals, and we need to understand them. We need to understand how they work. This book has them broken down. This is how it works.
Sure.
And then thirdly, you need a business idea. For you to be able to run a business, you need a business idea, and you need to be in a position where you pitch with what makes your business outstanding. So your business idea selection, because an idea, for each and every business, there's about 7 layers in order for you to start operating.
Okay.
You could be operating in a education level, but not be a teacher.
Sure.
You can go there and be an assessor. You can go in there and be a person who's funding, like who's funding the education system. You can be an investor in the education space.
Sure.
So there are a lot of layers that you can work on. So ideas and their levels, saying, okay, this level of my ideas, and you can operate from this channel. So I call them the channels. There are 7 channels that you can operate one idea. That simply means one idea can be broken down into 7 different stages, channels, right?
Okay.
And then we look at market research. Another thing, we tend to run our businesses without having done a market research. We don't do proper market research, and then you expect to win.
Okay.
You need to do market research. You need to understand if people will be able to buy your product.
Yeah.
And then an entrepreneur, when I said an entrepreneur is someone who studies the business per se. Not okay, my market research says this person is selling, but abantu see everyone uthenga kuye. They find out why you're not buying from this person. They'll be telling him, but amanzi wasempompini lawo. So that when they present theirs as in a professional way, because now they understand that this is what people want.
Sure.
Yes. That's the idea. And then the last one, let me focus on compliance. Compliance. This book talks about compliance. One of the reasons why we closed down is because we're not compliant on certain things. And when compliance often takes money from the business, and my partners were not ready to take out money from the business. They were okay, or we were okay with money coming in, but we didn't want money coming out.
Tax.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything. We're not compliant in anything. And so the business had to close down. It was the best decision to close the business. And it was the best decision because it gave birth to the book. So those are some of the things that people will learn. So in the first 5 sections, I focus on building the business. So having my background is in sales. Hence, I became a sales coach later. I'm a certified sales coach.
Sure.
So I sit down with businesses and I look at how they perform, their sales performance, and I assist them to readjust or realign their strategies. So I also do that. And the other parts focus on how to increase your sales how to increase sales in your business. Okay. So yeah, I'll stop there.
Sure. So indaba yokuba i-sales coach igeleze.
Yes, I did it on sales coaching. I'm a certified sales coach with Transformation Academy. It's an international recognized qualification that I have.
But you wire to any teacher institution?
Yeah,
Angikhulumi ngaleyo course nje kwenye course ichuni.
Yeah, I've done a couple. Yeah, because I'm a certified sales coach. Sales coach, and I'm also a certified vision board facilitator. So when I say we're doing vision boarding, I'm not saying it's not about cutting pictures and you plug them there. For me, I even follow the science of like when a vision board is positioned this way, here's what it does. For you to create a vision board, which state of mind you need to be in, and what is it that you need to do? Things like your wheel of life, things like mental spring cleaning, all those things. These are things that comes before you.
What is mental spring cleaning?
So mental spring cleaning is taking away all the habits and the belief system that is blocking you from becoming what you need to become. So I take you through the process. It takes a decision.
I can decide today.
Seconds.
But you remember but 21 days with the system.
But it takes a second to decide which I'm gonna commit for the next 21 days to remove this.
Okay.
It takes a second for you to say I'm gonna move from this.
Okay.
Then that's the process. Then the process follows.
Sure. Asingene ku second book here. What is the name of your book?
So my second book is that one. It's affirmations for manifestation. This is where I talk about self-talk. Yeah, this is where I talk about self-talk. No, this one is my last book. It's my third book. And yeah, it's my yeah. Second one.
Affirmations.
Second one, it's influenced by how we talk to ourselves.
Why do you rhyme?
Pardon?
Why do you rhyme here?
Because life is a rhythm, eh?
Okay.
Life is a rhythm. Yeah, we just happen not to be in tune. So that's why sometimes we are not able to achieve what we need to achieve.
So what is affirmations for manifestations?
So affirmations is what we do on a daily basis, whether consciously or unconsciously. You talk to yourself. Sometimes you do something and you get it wrong and you'll be saying, shame, I see how dumb. Why are you doing this with dumb? And guess what? You will start seeing the evidence of how dumb you are.
Eish.
But when you tell yourself...
Because you declare it,
yeah.
Sure, the Bible is powerful out here.
A Bible, but they say a Bible is a library of all books. There's nothing you will read about that is not in the Bible.
Sure.
There's nothing that we will write about as authors that is not in the Bible. Okay. The Bible contains everything. Yeah.
Because the declaration is push a cool Bible.
For sure.
Yeah, which we need to declare the word.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So, as a man thinketh, so is he.
Sure, most definitely.
Yeah. So that's what affirmations. Yeah. So when I started with this book, I started doing workshops. I was doing entrepreneurship workshops, and I was like, you know what? I've cracked the code. I mean, I've made my first million. So. And
bro,
yeah.
We're the first to make $1 million. Account
no man, yeah.
On that day, first time you got $1 million.
They say ignorance is bliss. No?
Sure.
That is why they say ignorance is bliss.
Sure.
It's when you have it there and you're like, you know what, it's mine. That's it. And so,
okay.
But when you know it's mine, but already 100,000 should go there, 20,000 should go there. Like you're like, I need to make more.
Sure.
You are motivated to make more, right? Yeah. And 40 now we learn how to make money. I've been stressing this. We've learned how to make money, but we didn't learn how to keep it. Because it started going in ways that we didn't understand. It started going like, hey, imali cool. We're like, what's happening? We started talking with the partners and I said, partners, imali chihamba ngalendlela.
Every December. Because abantu abaningi bathola ibonus ngo-December.
Every month.
Yabo. No, ngiyayibona every month.
Yeah.
Angisho every month maybe une 20,000.
For sure, yeah.
Yabo. December uthola uphethe 8.
Exactly.
Yabo.
Yeah.
But
triple,
still January broke. Yabo.
That's how it works.
And amanye month mawuzothola 20,000 next month awukho broke right in. Mala uzothola khona imali eningi. Umuntu mangambuza uthola umunye moringa naye ngoJanuary. Just awuthi mina ngicava imali eminzi. Ngisasicabanga ukuthi man bengiphethe inyuke ebhaka nje December.
Comfort.
Iphelile manje angazi ngenzeni ngayo.
You once you have more than what you can handle, you want to take it to the amount that you can handle.
Okay.
So you're uncomfortable with this. This but in surplus.
Sure.
This surplus yakufakela stress, yakufakela anxiety. That's why ufuna uyiphuza, ufuna uyisusa kuwe, like as in this man is too much. Even though we're doing it unconsciously. We're doing it unconsciously. So hence for me now with this book, I want to make you aware of each and everything that is around you, and also to unblock the flow, because some of the things are some of the blockage. And I've met a lot of Christians who are going against my book there, especially Mangiti, unblocking your chakras.
Sure.
When I talk about chakras, like hey,
what is chakras?
So my chakras is my energy blow, my bones in our spinal cord.
Okay.
But that's where the energy flows.
Okay.
So your energy of creativity, your energy of connecting with people, your energy of analyzing information, your energy of belonging.
So maybe share science ukuthi ngi-understand better lencwadi yakho.
Not necessarily, not necessarily, because those bones, they are better explained in a Hindu religion, right? The reason why it is like that is because with these guys they've learned how your energy affects everything. How when your energy is high, when you are happy, you are able to do certain things, but when your energy is low, you are not able to achieve what your potential. You are not able to achieve your potential. So with this book, my idea was let's unblock through how we talk to ourselves, because we're already talking to ourselves, and let's now do it intentional. Let's be intentional with how we talk to ourselves and creating the reality, because each and everything that you see around, it was always on someone's mind. And now the ability to believe with this thing, I can manifest it into a tangible product. That's the power there. And that power is always suppressed by our chakras being blocked. When our chakras is blocked, for example, there's what we call a root chakra. A root chakra has nothing to do with tangible things, but it has everything to do with how you believe in things around you. If certain things you deserve them, and certain things where you are you deserve to be. If you feel like I don't deserve to be a millionaire, then you'll never move to a millionaire. And that's your root chakra being blocked, because the root chakra talks to the sense of belonging.
Okay, so ikhona into abayibiza ama-soul ties exist ave.
Soul ties.
Yeah, is it true ukuthi like through sex we exchange energies?
For sure, yeah, that's true. That's true, and I think it's subject that some people are not comfortable. Are not comfortable with, and some people are not clued up with, but they would want to come and debate with you. So sometimes you look at the premise ukuthi umuntu vela ngakuphi, and I mean
no angisho manje nguzwa the way break down ngakhona, so ngiyabona ukuthi relate.
Yeah, for sure it does. Yeah.
Okay.
So hey, yabona, there are certain things that in life you won't be able to achieve because of the people that you've been with.
Sure.
And so people that you've been with, and it's one subject where like the more we go deeper, the more certain things. I was talking to my young brother some time back last week, and he was talking about but I feel like this thing agency, which we have the power to choose for ourselves, it doesn't work. And I said, I don't think you are ready to talk about that. And we engaged in a conversation. When we engaged in that conversation, it's like, I regret you saying I'm not ready for that, because what you're telling me right now, it raises more questions. And I said, it will want you to read your scriptures so that we move from different premises, but there's a meeting point. Because if we don't have a meeting point, the premise of Vela from Yona, every time when I say something, you feel like I'm challenging you. So it's one of those things where like there are certain conversations, we look at the people that are around us and the worthiness to be on that conversation.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Can we move to the third book?
Yeah, we can.
Or do you think we covered enough this one?
Yeah, no, this one for me, it's all about unblocking your chakras.
And ngiyabona ukuthi like incane even ama chapter khona compared to
For
this
sure.
one.
And
that one lapha ukhuphulile.
Dynamite come in small packages.
Yeah, most definitely. And abantu bafunda zona izinto ezincane kakhulu.
For sure.
Because abavila phezulu ujale ngayiqeda ngelanga.
Exactly.
Sure.
Yeah.
Rising from unemployment.
For sure.
Say you never been unemployed. Was he in unemployment?
Yeah, that's a question. That's a question that I get a lot. So what I know about unemployment is that is one of the causes of human destruction. It's one of the causes of human illnesses, and it's one of the contributing factors when it comes to drug abuse, women abuse, men abuse, and broken families.
Okay.
So unemployment is it's a dangerous thing that I've seen its results through friends, family, and being at the shop. Someone coming to buy something and they don't have enough money to buy because they are unemployed, and being in a position yokuthi I do have what they want, but I cannot give it to them because my parents bangifakela because they trust me. So now I was caught between rock and ice, and my idea was it's better to help people to become self-reliant, find ways for them to become employed or become self-reliant and be able to get things when they want them.
Yeah, because bathi umuntu ungamgayi fish but imfundise how to fish.
Exactly.
Yeah, ukuthi kusasa angekuhluphe yabo.
Exactly.
Because mangizogayisa inkwa namhlanje kusasa uzolamba futhi ubuye vie uzocela
You want
futhi.
more, exactly.
Yeah, but if I told you how to fish kusasa uzozibuyelela lapha.
Exactly, because you know you did it yourself. So hence I believe in sharing knowledge.
Yeah. But don't give me bread. Teach me how to fish.
Yeah.
All right. So rising from unemployment, lapho sifundani ke?
So this book is a personal development book.
Okay.
And it has less to do with employment, but it has more to do with personal development. The reason why I went for unemployment, it was influenced by an interview that we did. So we did interviews at my office. So I used to have an office in Okmo. And on that office, I wanted people to promote the products that we were selling. So there were companies that we used to work with, and we're moving their products for sales. So as a sales company, rendering services to companies that have products, but they're not able to move them. When we did an interview there, we noticed that a lot of people, number one, their CVs are CVs for one with 2020, well, no, not 2024, but about CVs one with 1994, and they're looking for work when 2025. Right? And when I looked at that, and I was like, this doesn't make sense. And when you ask questions, people were struggling to sell themselves. And I can tell you something, from my years in sales, I can tell you that each and every conversation is a sales transaction. Each and every conversation, we are all selling. So that's the title for my upcoming book.
True. I can attest to that because of if mina nawe azange sibe nale conversation sibe nayo masihlangana ku event ngabe namhla sihlalanga la.
For sure.
You sold yourself and I also sold myself.
Exactly, and so on.
Sure.
And chances are there are other people who got a fair chance, that like I got that chance. But you didn't see the need you to nigga an interview. Why? Because they didn't sell themselves to a point where like you would say
2 minutes
exactly. So it's one of those things where like you need to look at it that way. You know what? I'm selling. You're trying to sell something. You're trying to sell an idea. You're trying to sell a point of view. Which, you know, man, if you can view this into so. And now for sale, there are two things that are always happening. It's either you're being rejected or someone is buying. It's either they're buying or they're rejecting you, and you need to be able to analyze. You need to be able to be in a position where you say, "This has been the pattern." Every time I talk to people, they switch off. Why? Then you need to start working on yourself because good sales or good selling is effective communication.
Sure, effective communication.
Yeah. So with this book, the idea is I'm helping people to be aware of their skills, to utilize their time. I believe that being unemployed is a gift.
Sure.
I believe when you are unemployed, it's a gift because you are at the point where you can decide what you want to become. And in rising from unemployment, we have two options. Option number one, it's either you upskill yourself, you become employable, because there are some people, they are not getting employment because they are unemployable.
Sure.
No one you can't because of they don't have skills, they don't have good attitude, everything is bad. There's nothing that is motivating. So that's what I saw with the people that we were interviewing there. And I looked at them and I was like, something has to be done. The issue of unemployment, it started in 2013.
Yeah.
I started an organization online. It was called Kasi CEOs Against Unemployment. So my theory around unemployment has always been, let's say, for example, we have 1,000 people who are unemployed. When we have 1,000 people who are unemployed, we don't need everyone to be an entrepreneur, but only if 250 of the 1,000 people can become entrepreneurs. If each one of them, their business thrives and they employ 3 people, we will have 0 unemployment rate.
Sure. Okay, now my page 82 attractive la.
Yes.
And one is page 61. Because now we're about crafting the personal brand. You're also talking about building a network. And then go page 62, creating value, overcoming challenges. and then we're moving to page 69.
Yeah.
Continuous learning.
For sure.
Very powerful.
Yeah.
Networking.
For sure.
This is the key.
Yeah, for sure.
This is the key,
Yeah.
especially like
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, you spoke about self-care, but being interested like networking, continuous learning, like online courses.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So discovery.
Yeah, we can. So which one are we starting with?
As to building a network. Okay, crafting the personal brand.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, as I alluded on that book, the affirmations for manifestation.
Sure.
We are brands. You are a brand. You are either an attractive brand or you are a boring brand. Yeah, kunabantu bathi mawumbona nawe uyajika endleleni. Mawuthi uyambona nangu lo muntu uyafihla. Why we feel?
Yeah.
It's because of how they've portrayed themselves, how
Sure.
they've painted themselves good.
Sure.
That's all.
Yeah.
It's either they talk too much nonsense, they're not making sense at all, or they always ask you for imali. So that's a brand that they've created. So kunezinye izinto vethu
Ngiyacaba namachita.
angayithurani ngithola njani
Asikhuphukile uthi sisho rand.
seku-5 rand.
Semichoko manje. Awufakichoko lawo.
So I think it stopped when I think for me it stopped when I rebuked the spirit, because I said to them, most guys, greeting you doesn't mean that I owe you.
Sure.
So they stopped with me. They never.
Let's
Nah, so for me they stopped.
Sure.
Yeah, because I would greet someone. Hey, Brian Mutin Lapo Shap. It's young guy 5 rand. Like, oh, with me greeting you, it doesn't mean you call.
Okay.
We need to understand. Because Manje, as we are here, I am going somewhere, trying to make a living. You are unemployed, I'm unemployed, but I'm doing something with me being unemployed. So you can't come here and hustle me. I'm going to hustle.
Hustling you is doing something.
No. It doesn't work. We have fair chance. So hence I believe in teaching someone to fish and not giving them a fish.
Sure.
Sure. So you put it very well. So let's go. If when I want to 5 rand, asam so yenze 5 rand. The 5 rand something now. Asam so yenze so 2.
Okay.
So that's where I am. And so there's a brand that we are creating for ourselves. So with this book, after reading this book, you will find strategies to start creating your brand intentionally.
Sure.
Which, okay, I want people to know me as this person. And I want people to know me as this person.
True.
So that's how
I can attest to that because manje abantu bangazi podcast. Abahlangana khona.
Exactly.
Mfethu amanye la ngifuna ukuzwakala podcast. Nomuntu ongena story, nomuntu ongena next.
That's
but
branding.
to me it says ukuthi sengibrand.
That's how you brand it yourself.
Sure.
Yeah. That's how you brand it yourself.
Sure.
Yeah.
Then building a network.
Building a network, I mean, you and I created a network.
Most definitely.
And your network and my network now has grown to us being here today.
Sure.
And we met through someone's network.
Yeah.
So there's a certain person that we met event in Yake, of which Ubukosi, I'm gonna say his name. Ubukosi is a big network.
Yeah. Let's interview here.
Ubukosi, Ubukosi is in our age group. It's in our age group.
Sure.
He is the greatest networker that I've ever seen. You know,
He's selfish.
He does things.
He will connect you.
This one time he put together the greatest men Tembisa in one room, and he was celebrating them. No one does that. He took them to Serengeti. We're in Serengeti that time. It was my first time going to Serengeti.
Okay.
And 10 right, these men, they're big guys. That's the power of what? That's the power of network.
Okay.
And from there, a lot of connections were started.
Sure.
And so there's power in network. Hence they say your network determines your net worth.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move over to continuous learning.
What you used to know, Uguti, is bringing money in 2024 is irrelevant in 2025.
Sure.
It's irrelevant in 2025. Things are moving fast.
Sure.
Faster, and with social media, with technology, things are moving even faster. So when you learn, you are upskilling yourself and you are making yourself relevant in the marketplace, whether as an entrepreneur or whether as a person who's looking for employment.
Yeah.
Continuous learning, it is a backbone, your personal development.
Sure. create a daily schedule.
Yeah.
Why is it important to have a daily schedule?
They say if you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there.
Eish.
The second one says when you fail to plan, you're planning to fail.
You're planning to fail.
Yeah.
I quoted that I think earlier this year.
Yeah.
I posted it on Facebook.
So when you have a daily schedule, you wake up in the morning, you already know this is what I want to achieve today. When you go to bed, you look at whatever I achieved from what I said I want to achieve.
Sure.
So when you live your life without having a daily plan, it's like shooting in the dark and expecting to hit something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Self-care.
Self-care. There's a quote by this powerful man, and he said, if you want to be a best friend to me, take care of yourself. So you can never be a great person, you can never be a good friend to someone if you're not a good friend, if you're not good to yourself.
Yeah.
So you need to take care of yourself in order for you to have your family appreciate you, your friends appreciate you, and everyone around you appreciate you. Hence I'm saying this book is a personal development book. It's more than just a book that talks about employment. So when you go into the employment space, you go in there to add value, because it's all about value, the value that you bring when you come into the space.
Sure. I always say to people that you cannot be a successful manager if you can't even manage your own life.
Exactly.
Sure.
100%.
The next thing comes
100%. Hence I said when people leave companies, they actually leaving management. They're leaving management. The management is not it's not good. And Umar Mandros once said, God will entrust you with small things, and how you manage them, he will determine what you get next, what type of blessings you deserve.
True.
So if you are not able to take care of small things, why should you be trusted with bigger things?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. As in networking.
Yeah.
Okay, number one, tell us about your relationship with the great Phyllis Legani.
Yeah.
You what a great man. Like, I'm calling Shoot My Video. Today, the reason I'm in podcast because of Shoot My Video for years.
Yeah.
So I once captured him in this one event, and he said, I still have that DVD.
Yeah.
It's got some DVD.
It's got some DVD.
Now.
Yeah.
And I believe the lento le ingiphe knowledge because of being in the way is right.
Yeah.
Because of like I'm hired to shoot. I'm a doctor. I mean, even I'm a doctor. I mean, so la kuthola information to lezo le data le uya na endlini because we edit and stuff. So hlala nayo forever. Okay, he said the way job.
Yeah.
I break it down. It's just over broke. I bumble out.
Yeah.
He said they pay you enough to last you till your next payday.
For sure, yeah. Now, when it comes to Mr. Phyllis Legani, I think he's the kept secret of Africa, not South Africa.
Sure.
Of Africa. When he speaks, he has this power to ignite the spirit, ignite the soul.
Sure.
You can never be with him and live the same.
Sure.
When you live the same, you are tough, you are strong. You know what? He's able to crack a scalp of a person who thinks that doesn't know challenge.
Sure. And guess what?
Yeah.
He's a Timbise.
He's a 10% for sure. We are blessed.
We are blessed.
We are blessed.
Yeah. We are blessed.
So I've had the privilege of working with him, and I'm working with him even now.
Sure.
I'm head of sales for Global Speakers Academy, and as head of sales for Global Speakers Academy, we're cracking the market and we're helping people to articulate. So Global Speakers Academy, it's an academy that is designed, created to help the African child to be able to articulate themselves in a way that it is not diluted and it's not faking anyone else. For sure. For sure.
Yeah, I'm rubbing shoulders.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, so with Mr. Phyllis Legani, I met him through the power of network. And if there's anything that I feel we need to understand is that we are our own currency and we are our own fuel. You need to have the desire. You see, when you have the desire. So I attended this event one time, and it was me and my wife, and we just had a newborn, and my wife was like, "Oh baby, can we attend the event?"
Okay.
It was happening in Rabasuthu, but I was like, "No, Sam, so we went there, and as we were walking in there, there came this brother Bishop Mchali.
Okay.
Bishop Mchali came. As he came, he was passing. He was like, "Whoa, I love what I'm seeing here. A man carrying his son while the wife is here. I love what I'm seeing." right there we started exchanging contacts. He became part of my network.
Okay.
One day they called him. They said, "Hey Bishop, uzoba is speaker." Because afterwards I started posting and started seeing my statuses. He invited me to some events. He even invited me to one of his events, and I started becoming a speaker on his event. And spoke there. They called him to be a speaker on a school talk. And he said, "I cannot talk to the young ones, but I think there's someone who can talk to the young ones." Right? And then I went in there. I spoke there. When I spoke there, I was booked to go and speak Mama Awards 1 was 2023. High school, Temisa High School Awards.
Okay.
That's when I was booked. He was inviting me a event in Bukosi.
Sure.
So Bukosi called him and he said, "I cannot, but let me bring you someone who can speak to the young ones." I went there, I spoke. Mr. Bukosi was impressed. He said, "Sia, you're speaking on our event." And he gave me my flyers, my banners and everything. Mr. Bukosi invested.
Yeah.
So he was in the network, Mr. Mchad.
Sure.
Mr. Bukosi, and he said, "There's a man that I want you to meet." I was like, "No, I'm from me to Bill." He said, "Okay, no problem. I'll arrange that." Right? We went, Mr. Bukosi, we went hiking. He said, "No, Mr. Bill has something that he's doing today." We went in. When we passed there, Mr. Bill got in there. I was close to him now. And he said, "Sia, when you're here, don't look desperate.
Sure.
Don't look desperate. Just connect with him." Connected with him. We spoke. Then there was another event. A friend of mine called Uluzana, Umawand. Mr. Mawand, and I was like, "Sia, you said you wanted to meet Mr. Bilislikan. There's an event, Baba, come." I went in there, spoke with him. Guess what? The third time when I came, Mr. Bilislikan said, "Hey, young man, how are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm good." So he was able to recognize me.
Sure.
But I was able to get closer to him because of the networks. So the network with Bishop Mchali took me to Mr. Bukosi. The network with Mr. Bukosi took me. I can tell you when E-Global Speakers Academy was launched, I was there as one of the people sitting next to Mr. Ubilislikan. When he was talking, explaining to the world what is Global Speakers Academy, I was there. But it only started with me having the desire to attend and being selfless, not saying my wife is not going. And since my wife is not going, I'm not gonna go there. But we supported each other with my wife. We were on that event. On that event, we met Bishop Mchali, and the chain went on and on and on and on.
And another thing, you were patient.
Exactly.
You waited for your turn because of Azam, which is first time
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
We got to a point where, like, you know what, we said there needs to be exchange of value. What is it that I know that can benefit Global Speakers Academy? I know how to sell. Then when I said I can help with sales, it was like, hey, in fact, we're looking for someone who can do sales. Come, let's start working. This one time I sat with him, no, Mr. Hector, the whole day. Another thing, Mr. Hector, I knew him from far, but now he's on my network. He's on my network. That's the power of network. He's powerful. He's powerful.
Very powerful.
So getting to these people, it is through knowing someone who will lead you to someone. Through Mr. Bilislikan, I've also met like powerful people. With Global Speakers Academy, I'm finding myself in places I would never be. But now because I'm selling it, Global Speakers Academy, doors that will never be opened are getting open.
With myself, I've captured almost everyone.
Yeah.
Exactly. Interview, like maybe okay after the event, maybe I was sharing interviews and stuff.
Yes.
Like for that event. Yeah, we are kuluma naye kanjalo ubuza ama question uyaphendula and stuff, but akakwazi. But abanye noma sebahlangana nawe man.
We are recognized.
Ngiyamazi there. Sike sahlangana endaweni so.
That's the power of network.
Yeah, no, I feel you. Okay. Why Blomekasa uthiyana?
Ekasi ngibuyile. So I left Ikasi I left Ikasi in 2019. And when we left Ikasi in 2019 with my wife, we were running a couple of businesses. They were doing well. And at some point COVID came. When COVID came, we're like, no, let's be Ikasi. And what I've learned from my previous businesses is that at some point, in the room, I would be the only person who's able to afford certain things, and it simply means I had not helped other people to become self-reliant. So when you fall, there's no one to catch you because you've never helped anyone. And when I looked at Ikasi, I said, Ikasi needs to change. But for me to change Ikasi, I need to look at the mirror, change me first. And in changing me, I go out and change Ikaslam. So before I can change Ikasi, the whole Ikasi, I need to work on Siyabonga. But Siyabonga cannot find solutions for problems because you won't understand. So ubuya kwethe no madam. The reason why we decided to build an office ekas. A lot of people don't understand why you have an office ekas. We had our offices at Melrose Arc at some point. So we had the office at Melrose Arc and we were pushing. But at some point we were like, no, what, we need to go back ekas. And we need to be in a township. Hence, when people are saying these organizations are TRCs, black businesses, how are they helping them? I say Rosebank, I understand the frustration. Because sometimes you take a taxi, you arrive there, they're like, no, whereas if that person bigger like a few streets away, you'd go there, it's one of those things where like you come closer to the solutions, to the problems that you want to solve as far as you think you have solutions.
Sure.
So that's the positioning. For us, it makes sense to be here because we with my wife, she's changing the narrative behind and children's mental health.
Sure.
I am helping people to become self-reliant. I need to be with the people and see the progress.
Sure. For
sure.
Yeah, I can understand. Then what else?
So what I'm doing currently, I've established. So I've noticed that a lot of people buy our books, buy our books and they put them there on their library. They never read them. So hence, if you can, I think this one, you are the one who needs to read it, so that it's in one. The objective of this book is reading. Okay. I think it's here. This thing, it's in check. It's something that I wrote, and I wrote that thing. It talks about my wish, my wish, because I've noticed which a lot of people buy our books, but they never read them. Okay, where is that?
Yes, you have a book club where you exchange books.
Exactly.
So I believe we will motivate you to form.
For sure.
Yeah.
This one here, this passage here. Yeah.
So this one.
No, my desire.
My desire is not just to hear you say you enjoy this book. However, hearing you say you are now self-reliant as a result of reading and implementing the strategies featured in this book, that will mean my ultimate goal is being achieved.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you spoke about the book club.
Sure.
So now you cannot say to people, I want you with nibe self-reliant, why do you not providing platforms?
Sure.
So currently I've established a club called Excellency Growth Club.
Sure.
So Excellency Growth Club, it's a personal development and book club. So I'm saying with this with this club, we are helping people to start having personal development goals, because very few people have personal development goals. We're helping people to start reading the books that they bought, because a lot of people buy our stuff, but they're not reading. Exactly. So we want to move from that. So I have established that club. That club now has two land print. One, we are in Tembisa Library. We've established a club in Tembisa Library, and we have established a club here in Kumlong Library. And I am friends with the management here, say Tembisa West Library. They were calling me saying, we see now you're posting with you have a club hello, at Tembisa, you have a club like that. What about us? So we'll be starting a club all again in London at Tembisa West.
Sure.
These clubs, these are platforms where we're saying, firstly, we want to build our ecosystem. And in building our ecosystem, we need to unite and we need to have goals, and our goals need to be achieved, because we need to be better people in order for us to achieve better. So those are the things, that's what I'm working on currently. And this is a project that I see which it will grow until it floods the whole world. This is a global project, and it's gonna grow and it's gonna make change in a very, very powerful way. And also under that, my company is developing SA. So developing SA, currently I'm starting a leadership program for people to learn how to sell, because I believe all of us are selling. And in order for us to be able to have effective communication, take up our points across, having to understand what is it that people are worrying about when they talk to us, what is it that we are failing to communicate with people when we communicate with them. People need to learn how to sell. So I have this internship. It's leadership. I have this leadership that I'm giving to people, and we're studying that platform so that we can people become better.
Sure. And another thing, there's something that I've learned. Number one, always be nice to people.
Always.
Number two, when you have a platform, you must always be willing to share with other people.
Exactly.
Because I remember I used to be a youth leader, let's say AFM.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I was the regional youth leader,
Sure.
e9n, and also youth leader locally, Siyabonga
Yeah.
AFM. And you inboxed me.
I noticed, yeah.
You inboxed me.
I noticed,
you told me
yeah.
about your business.
Yeah.
You told me what you wanna come and address my youth and stuff.
Exactly, yeah.
And you asked for my numbers.
Yeah,
Guess
yeah.
what? I replied nice.
Exactly.
I my number.
I noticed, yeah, when
See,
we
I think 5
yeah.
years later,
We're here.
event, my number. Mawushangena Facebook, oh man, is this
We once
Exactly,
yeah.
so ngabona sometimes if mina ngiyenga attitude on that day and
Those
stuff,
are the events, yeah.
so ngabe namhla
For sure.
You must always be willing to.
You must always be nice because you don't know who you're talking to. Chances are, I'm sitting with you here, you are the next president.
Sure.
And I might find myself in trouble, and you don't want to be you don't want to be in conflict with the person who's running the country. But so some of the things that we do them not being aware with Senzan,
Sure.
and it blocks us from
Sure.
achieving our ultimate goals.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, in closing, EP message ungayipha abantu baseRenke, our quantum subscribers.
Yeah, we are the backbone of the economy of South Africa.
Sure.
And we need to start taking ownership of what belongs to us.
Mm-hmm.
And by taking ownership, it simply means we have to be aware of ourselves. And being aware of ourselves, we need to prioritize reading.
Sure.
Because they say readers are leaders and leaders are readers.
Most definitely.
When you read, exactly.
Leaders are readers.
For sure.
Sure.
And don't read only Facebook. Also read people. When you're sitting with people, read their attitude.
Sure.
And always display good attitude. Always strive to always have a good attitude.
Okay.
Because you having a good attitude may be a blessing to someone's life.
Sure.
And I mean, there's a lot that we are yet to achieve. It's just that the black men and South Africans as a whole, we are scattered. We just need to unite.
Okay.
And Excellency Growth Club, it's an opportunity for us to unite and start building greater cause so we can achieve our ultimate goals as Africans.
Sure. Siyabonga Mthembu.
Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for allowing us in your private space.
Thank you.
And thank you for honoring the invitations.
Sure.
We came to the end of the episode yanamhlanje. I'm on fire. So speaking to the bafethu quantum seyopaka manje 8 award away.
Sure.
Siyabonga.
Thank you, brother.
Sure. Thank you. Yeah.